So in front of me here, I have one of the most recent runs of the Cinnamon Bone Stag Carbon Steel Rough Riders, and this is the Cattleman knife, I believe they call it. And it's in this burnt bone stag that has this black stuff all over it. Although on the front here, the black stuff has already been kind of rubbed off, which is interesting. But on the back side, you can see it's still there. And if I grab a tissue here, it does still rub off, unfortunately. It's kind of one of those things that you hope that they would fix it, you know, because I'm sure other people have pointed this out to them, because I know other people who have done videos about it. But all this stuff kind of rubs off. So I might try to take some rubbing alcohol and just try to get all this off of there, because I would actually like to carry this knife, because I think this might be one of my favorite Rough Rider knives. And I'll show you why here. It's a larger knife, a larger like cigar pattern, or larger cigar frame type knife here. You know, it's like 4 1/4 inch, I'll call it, closed. So it is a larger knife, and you got this big clip point blade here. It's got the match strike long pull. Unfortunately, Rough Rider does the match strike pull for everything, so it's kind of like, you know, not special or anything, but the blade's, you know, almost 3.5 inches. Looking here, 3 in, I don't even know. I'm not going to get him with the specific measurements, because I'm not good at that, but that's how long it is. It's, you know, somewhere between 3 1/4 and 3.5 inch main blade. So you got that big clip blade, and it does look pretty good. It is carbon steel, as I have said. It should say right here on the tang, carbon steel. Of course, these knives are made in China. This one's action is pretty good. Could be a little better. I did clean it out, but the walk and talk, if you will, is pretty good. It does have a half stop, and then it's got this secondary pen blade here, which also has a match strike nail neck. It has a little, what do they call that, a swedge. It's got a little swedge on it there. Pretty cute pen blade. It is kind of a larger pen blade, at like in between 2 1/4 and 2.5, once again. Inch pen blade, so a fairly large pen blade for being a pen blade. Yeah, this knife has these bone covers that are made to look like stag, and it's supposed to be burnt, but all this stuff here in the middle is just like some sort of paint or something, stain. I'm not sure what exactly it is, but it does just rub right off, which is a little frustrating on such a cool knife. Like, I really do like this knife. The blade centering for the main blade is a little off. It's actually quite a bit off, but it's not quite rubbing the liner, so it's not really that big of a deal to me. But, you know, people that are all freaked out about centering might not like that. There are people who have done videos on how to fix that, and I have tried to do their methods, and I can't get it to work for me. But you can always check out their videos on how to fix that. This knife is less than $20, so I'm certainly not going to be, you know, super picky about what the knife's like, because a $20 pocket knife is a $20 pocket knife. But yeah, this one's fairly nice. I do like it. You can see the tang stamp there. It's pretty cool looking. Just Rough Rider. No R bolster, which a lot of people don't like. I don't really like it, but I also kind of don't care. No shield or anything. You just have the tang stamp there telling you who made it. And I do like that. You know, I do like that it looks a little bit less like fancy, because it is a Rough Rider. So having a Rough Rider that looks fancy is kind of silly to me. But I do like this knife quite a bit, and this might be the first one of these like carbon steel Rough Riders that actually gets some decent pocket time, because I do like the shape and everything of it. Like, I like how big the handle is. I like the blade. I like all that. It does have the slightest amount of side-to-side play on the clip blade. And it does have enough side-to-side blade play on the pen blade that I'll probably try to fix it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show this or not, but let me see here. Yeah, you can see that. So it's got enough on the pen blade there that I probably will try to fix that. But once again, $20 knife. So I'm going to try to fix that. And if, I mess it up or whatever, it's not the end of the world because it's less than $20. I think this was $17.99 from Chicago Knife Works. I assume they'll be going up on Smoky Mountain Knife Works soon. I may actually get a second one of these, perhaps. They also released, it looked like they did a camp knife, which Mr. Barlow, I think, did a video on this one and the camp knife. I think it was him. I might be giving credit to the wrong person, but I'm thinking it was Mr. Barlow here on YouTube. But he did a video on the camp knife and this one, because I wanted to see this one, and they didn't have a picture up on Chicago Knife Works yet. But I wanted to see it before I bought it, and I think he did the video, and I saw it, and I'm like, okay, yes, that's what I thought it was. I would like one of those. And I was contemplating the camp knife, and I think they're also doing a cotton sampler, but I'm guessing it's going to be like the cotton sampler I have from Great Eastern Cutlery. And I don't really need to have two of those because, it's already kind of a unique pattern that doesn't have a whole lot of uses other than what it was intended for, which obviously isn't really a thing anymore. But, a cool looking blade and everything, and it's unique. It's just not something I need two of. But I did want this one for sure. The camp knife was tempting, but I decided against it. Maybe in the future I'll pick one up. But I am actually thinking about getting a second one of these because I do like this knife quite a bit. And I think it's a good design and everything. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with this knife overall. Some blade play with the blades. This black stuff that they put on the knife, I'm going to try to rub it all off because I would like to carry this knife, and I do occasionally use my knife. Well, not even occasionally. I do pretty frequently use my knife for food prep. Like I'll cut sandwiches, I'll cut food up. I have one kitchen knife, and the reason why I have one kitchen knife is because usually if I need to cut something in my kitchen, I just grab the knife out of my pocket, open it up, and cut whatever I want to cut with that. Because that's just what I do. It's probably what a lot of you do as well. So I would like to clean off all this black stuff because I'm assuming it's probably not good if you eat it because, I think it's paint or stain or something like that. So I would like to try to clean all that off. I'll probably try to fix the blade play. Hopefully that won't completely destroy the action because it is pretty good. And my hopes are once I get both of those things done, I will carry this knife a little bit, but we'll see what happens. I would like to carry one of these Rough Ryder carbon knives to see how the knife holds up and see how the carbon steel stains and everything. It would be cool to do that. So I should pick one of these Rough Ryder knives that I have and carry it. I have the Stockman, and I had thought about carrying that one, but I never did. This one's really more my style, so I very well may end up carrying this one quite a bit, as long as I can get this stuff cleaned up. But anyway, that's the Rough Ryder Cattleman knife in this carbon steel and this burnt bone Stag covers. Overall, certainly a decent knife for the price, and I do like it quite a bit. If you have $17 or $18, I guess it was $17.99. So if you have $18 just laying around and you're like, well, I'd like to have an interesting pocket knife or a nice traditional pocket knife, or maybe you just want to try out a slip joint. Maybe you're into modern folders and you've never had a slip joint knife. Rough Ryder is always a good way to get into that. And I do prefer carbon steel over stainless. However, some people prefer stainless. I think there's a stainless version of this knife as well. You just won't have the bone Stag covers. You'll have, I think they're micarta, I think is what they are. Because I was thinking about getting one of those when that one came out. But I'm glad I waited because this is much more my style with carbon steel and the bone. But anyway, it's going to be it for this video on this Rough Ryder Cattleman knife. I think it's a decent knife, especially for the money. But that's going to be it for this one. I hope you guys have a good day, and I will see you in the next one.